Yo, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so this should come to no surprise to anyone. We are going to be getting Bellsprout Community Day in the month of April. And I'm looking forward to this one. I know this is being met with a lot of mixed reactions from the Pokemon Go community. A lot of players think this is a very boring choice for a community day, considering that we've had Bellsprout's shiny form in the game for the past several years. And it's not necessarily a rare shiny at that. And of course, Victreebel is kind of a niche Pokemon when it comes to Pokemon Go. It's mainly good for PvP and almost exclusively PvP only. There's not a lot of cases where you're going to be using Victreebel in raids. It's just too squishy going up against certain raid bosses, and in general there's just much better options out there. Like currently, you could get Kartana in raid battles and that is going to be miles better than any Victreebel. But for this community day, it turns out it's actually going to be a super important community day. Not only is Victreebel getting a very solid move, one that is actually going to elevate Victreebel in a lot of different ways, but it also has a couple of bonuses that you absolutely cannot miss out on. So let's go over the details for this community day and kind of discuss why this is so important. April 2024 Community Day is going to feature none other than Bellsprout. It's going to be happening on Saturday, April 20th from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time, and you're going to see a whole bunch of Bellsprouts spawning around you. And it's also going to have an increased chance at becoming a shiny. The exclusive move that Victreebel is going to get from this Community Day is Magical Leaf. A little on the nose, Niantic, considering that this community day is going to be happening on 4/20.
Fill in the blank. Pie in the what?
Horse.
Something you should keep in mind is that Magical Leaf is a fast attack, which means you can still get it when you evolve your Shadow Bellsprouts, even if they still have Frustration. That's huge because it is incredibly easy to farm Shadow Bellsprouts. In case you didn't know, Shadow Bellsprout is the guaranteed encounter when you defeat Decoy Grunts. These are the grunts that appear instead of Giovanni. These grunts can be accessed at Pokestops when you have a Super Rocket Radar equipped, and they are extremely common. Just skip out on battling Giovanni and hunt down decoys for those Shadow Bellsprouts. And if you happen to get one that has decent PvP IVs, save it for this community day and make sure you evolve it during the community day hours so that you can get the exclusive move Magical Leaf. Now in terms of this particular move, it's definitely going to elevate Victreebel to newer levels. It's not necessarily going to make it game breaking like what we saw with Walrein, but it is going to be a very powerful move that's going to be really decent in a variety of different situations. So you will not want to miss out on this particular move on Victreebel because it's definitely going to be a PvP staple after this community day. Now, during this community day, we are of course going to be getting the special research story that's going to be sold in the Pokeshop for $1 USD. And this is always a really good value. For $1, you get a bunch of premium items, you also get bonus encounters with the Community Day Pokemon, and you will also get a lot of Stardust, rare candies, and different things like that. Now, let's talk about the event bonuses, because this is where I believe this Community Day has a lot of importance. First and foremost, we are going to be getting the absolute best Community Day bonus that we could get, and that is a 3x Stardust bonus for catching any Pokemon. This is massive because for every single Bellsprout that you catch, it's going to give you a minimum of 300 Stardust. And if you happen to have any Stardust bonus Pokemon saved up in your field research task rewards, then those are going to have triple Stardust, and that's definitely something you should prepare for. You are also going to be getting double the amount of candy when you catch Pokemon, and then trainers level 31 and up are going to have double the chance at getting Candy XL. Lure modules are going to last for 3 hours, and incense are also going to last for 3 hours. You could also get bonus spawns of Bellsprout during this event when you take snapshots, and you're also going to be able to do one additional special trade at a 50% less cost. Now, after the community day hours end, from 5 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. local time, we're going to have the bonus raid battles for this community day. You're going to see a whole bunch of 4-star raids that are going to feature Weepinbell, and when you defeat them, you're going to have a whole bunch of bonus spawns with the boosted shiny rate spawning all around that gym. It's definitely something to take advantage of, especially if you want to catch more shinies and you want to extend the event hours. Also during this event, we're going to have field research tasks themed around Bellsprout, and it's going to feature Bellsprout rewards as well as Stardust, Great Balls, and a whole bunch more. And then we're going to have Pokestop showcases featuring Bellsprout, so if you come across any XXL Bellsprout during this community day, make sure you hold on to them and submit them within these Pokestop showcases so that you could pick up some amazing rewards. And then finally, there's going to be web store bundles as well as Pokeshop bundles, and they typically are not necessarily good value, so I would hold off on buying any of these. So yeah, overall, this is actually going to be a very good community day. Yeah, I totally recognize that Bellsprout is a super old shiny, and it's a shiny that I'm pretty sure a bunch of you already have in your collection. So in that regard, yes, it's not necessarily going to be that exciting, but at the very least, we are going to be getting a 3-time Stardust catch bonus, and that is definitely going to make this a super important community day. And on top of that, Magical Leaf is actually a pretty decent move, and if you are having troubles within the Go Battle League, especially against Pokemon like Lantern, then picking up a PvP IV Victreebel during this event is definitely going to help you out in that regard. And I also like the fact that the exclusive move is a fast attack. That means you could still pick it up on your Shadow Victreebels even if you haven't removed Frustration just yet. Personally, I think this is huge because getting Shadow Bellsprout is incredibly easy right now. All you have to do is put on a Super Rocket Radar and then go out looking for Giovanni. And more often than not, you're going to come across decoy grunts. When you defeat these grunts, you're going to get a guaranteed encounter with Shadow Bellsprout. You should definitely take full advantage of that before this community day because the Shadow version of Victreebel is definitely superior, and you do not want to miss out on getting Magical Leaf on your Shadow Vix. It's definitely a staple Pokemon in a lot of different team makeups. A lot of people who have pushed for higher ranks within the Great League are very familiar with Victreebel, and yes, it is going to be getting a slight upgrade. Unfortunately, Magical Leaf is not powerful enough to get Victreebel up to the top tier, but it's still going to be a very decent Pokemon. I highly suggest you at least try to get at least one of them with Magical Leaf so that you have it ready when it eventually gets a buff. Plus, it's all going to come down to the meta. Right now, Lantern is pretty much everywhere because it is a very strong counter to Gligar. So having a Victreebel within the mix is definitely going to shake things up. You do not want to miss out on that because Victreebel is definitely going to net you a lot of wins, especially against teams that have Lantern. It is most certainly going to make an impact, especially within PvP. But unfortunately, when it comes to raid battles, it does get overshadowed by a plethora of different grass-type Pokemon, and I think those Pokemon are always going to be more preferable than Victreebel. Even if you have a 100% IV Shadow Victreebel, it's still not going to compare to Pokemon like Kartana, Mega Venusaur, Mega Sceptile, and even regular Sceptile, and I really do think those Pokemon are much better options. But it's not really all about raids. Victreebel has always been known for being a PvP menace, and if you're someone who is interested in PvP, this is definitely a community day where you should go all out. But with that said, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would love to know your thoughts regarding Victreebel, Shadow Victreebel, and Bellsprout getting a community day down below in the comments. Are you particularly excited about this community day, or are you going to completely skip it? I highly suggest you don't, especially because of the triple Stardust bonus, but I can understand that some people would like to celebrate 420 in different ways that would probably get them locked in on their couch and snacking and watching stuff on Netflix, different things like that. Yeah, I do not know what everyone is up to, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting 420 this year. Bellsprout is going to be the community day, very interesting choice. And like I said before, Magical Leaf is a hilarious choice of a move to get on Victreebel. I think Niantic did that on purpose. Personally, I mean, the studio's in San Francisco, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts, like I said, and if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You all make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you could do so is by becoming a paid Patreon member. If you do so, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon GO friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a very different way that doesn't involve spending money, the best free-to-play method, I guess, for supporting the Jinsula channel is following me on the socials. So if you go to the platforms that you see on screen and look up at Jinsula, yeah, I will be there. Make sure you give me a follow. And that's going to be it. I am Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.